Alright, greetings everyone, this is Mac here, and we're going to take a more sober look at LA Noire. We're not going to continue my storyline mode right now. I'm going to look at reviewing some older cases, because one of the neater things about the game is you can go back and replay missions that you didn't do quite so well on the first time. You can see I've been promoted to homicide now, and I've done my first mission not at a 4-star rate. And there was also one mission in the traffic storyline that I did not quite get maxed out on. So we're going to go back and take a look at the Consul's car and see if I can get a 4-star rating on that one, and give you kind of a sense of how the cases go. Each case in this game is sort of like an episode of a television show, so it's a standalone little adventure, which is nice because you can play for, they usually last around 40 minutes to an hour, depending on how quickly you move through.
Okay, we're gonna keep this short. I'm already late for the DA. First up,
I gotta say
Spikowski. We got a report of a brand new
Spikowski,
Packard
the
abandoned in
partner
an empty lot off
that you get
2nd
for the
Street
traffic
between Olive and
missions,
Grand.
is
DR is one Oswald Jacobs.
pretty nice
says
partner.
The vehicle was dumped in his
Certainly a lot
backyard.
better than the
There's a patrolman on site. Get down there,
a-hole,
see what you can turn
drunken,
up. Any
crabby
questions?
man that they
Good,
stuck me with
get
in the
going.
homicide, but we may get to that as time goes on. So
Better go
usually
in
your episode will start with the crime,
Rimsky, O'Halloran.
and with traffic
Intelligence
usually
has
it's
information on a stolen car
a
racket.
crashed car or car accident, or
An abandoned vehicle.
in this case abandoned vehicle in a lot. So.
Sounds like there's more to it than that. Nobody dumps a shiny new Packard unless they borrowed it without asking. You don't say. You're on fire today, Einstein.
I was kind of playing around here because I had read somewhere that you could actually drink water out of the water cooler. Not that that's so very exciting, but just wanted to see if I could do it. Couldn't real quick there, so I'll probably look at that later. As you progress in levels, you can change outfits too. So they all give you a bonus of some sort, whether it's big or small, I don't really know. I kind of like this peach and khaki suit, so I think that's what I'm going to go with here. The sharpshooter. And now that Cole's a detective, he carries a 45 M1911 instead of the revolver, so that's kind of cool too. Don't do a whole lot of shooting in this game unless you're doing side missions. They tend to be robberies in progress and stuff like that, but I'm not too into doing those while I'm solving cases, just because they tend to be more of a distraction.
You can drive.
And once you max out all the missions in a particular category, like traffic, then you can
You
do
hear about
free play
Brought in Seattle
and
threw him out.
kind of explore the
Wife
city
says
on
she's
your
gonna
own,
Take him back. Women generally show more compassion.
and complete all those side missions as well. So it's better done open-ended when I'm not
Pride comes before a fall.
pressed for time. You know what I'm saying?
Experience.
One of the nicer features that I did figure out is you can make your partner drive, which is nice because although the ambiance of the city is cool and everything, sometimes it does get boring driving from place to place, especially when you get lost in underpasses and stuff. So it's quicker just to have your partner drive a lot of the time.
Phelps, traffic.
I'm Officer Houlihan. Car's down the alleyway, detectives.
An Irish police officer? Who ever heard of such thing? So usually the second phase.
We got a call about an abandoned vehicle.
Yes, sir. The car has flags. Might be some kind of diplomatic vehicle?
Has anyone touched this vehicle since you arrived?
No. And that Jacobs bird over there was on station before I got here.
We'll talk with him in a moment. Give us some time to look the place over.
Sure, take your time. He's a sore-headed old son of a bitch anyway.
Hey, language. Okay, anyhow, I was just saying usually the next thing you do is go to the initial crime scene. And you want to walk around and find as many clues as you can, because that's going to help you, you know,
We'll have to use the registration to trace
solve
the
the
owner.
case. So now we know the plates, diplomatic plates, are missing from this car. And I can also see that one of the flags are missing.
You must have taken the flag as a souvenir. Can't have any street value.
And a lot of these missions you can pass without the 4-star rating. I mean, you can screw up a lot of stuff, but
It's owned by the Argentinian
usually the
embassy.
more facts you unearth, especially in relation to the motivation to the crime, will get you the 4-star rating. And a lot of that's going to come out by gathering evidence and doing well on the interviews. And often they've already tagged evidence spots
Stealing the wheels
with the
for
letters
amateurs.
there, the
Car ring
initial
would have stripped it in the
investigators.
warehouse.
So it's pretty easy. I'm guessing as the missions progress, less of the pertinent evidence is going to be marked. And you can see sometimes there's other stuff laying around, like the baseball there that my partner's looking at that really don't have anything to do with
Swear to
anything,
God.
but
A real needle in a real haystack. They expected
it doesn't hurt to look at everything. Sometimes the interface can be annoying trying to get it at the right angle to where he'll zoom in and actually glean the evidence. But I get it eventually here. Just a little tweak. And come on, there we go.
Combination wrench. Must have used it to remove the wheel lugs.
I don't know. One would think you'd use a lug wrench for that, but I'm no mechanic. What do I know? So I think I've got all the evidence here, so I just got to go talk to our witness. And my initial playthrough, part of my failure was I really didn't get too much out of this guy just because we weren't seeing eye to eye. You can use what's called intuition as you level
Oswald
up.
Jacobs?
Will highlight
That's right.
clues for you, but you don't tend to get a ton of them, so it's
What exactly happened here, Mr.
not a good idea to waste them unless
Last
you're
night,
really
I
stuck.
was looking out of my window. I like to keep an eye on what's going on.
I can understand that.
You see this empty lot? Damn kids play stickball here. Always breaking my windows. Always asking for their ball back.
Can we get back to the car?
Quintessential
Don't
crabby
be
old
impatient,
man.
Sonny. Anyway, last night I see this brand spanking new Packard up on bricks.
All right, now we get to the real nuts and
Did you
bolts
see who stole the Packard?
Hell yes, I did.
of the
I
interviews,
saw three
which can be a
goddamn
trickier portion of
Mexicans
the game,
going to
but
work
we're getting
on
a
it.
little better as we go. You have to determine whether they're telling you the truth,
Can you tell us what they
lying,
were doing?
or
Using the headlights of
not
an
telling
old
you all
Ford
the
so they
truth.
could strip the thing. I yelled out to them, "I'll call the cops." So they loaded up their car and drove off, tooting and hollering and yelling obscenities at me in Mexican.
You speak Spanish, sir?
No, I do not.
is offended by the very idea of speaking Spanish.
After the Mexicans left, you didn't go anywhere near the car?
After I scared them off? No, I didn't go anywhere near that car.
Okay. You can kind of tell by the way he was talking he's bullshitting. Not straight out lying, so we're going to go ahead and doubt
You
him.
went out to the car. Once they were gone, you had to take a look for yourself.
I was curious. Ain't no law against that. So what if I took a look around that car? You can't be accusing me of nothing.
Tell me about the car they were driving.
It was an old Ford. I didn't catch the license number.
Yeah, he's probably telling the truth.
You look like the kind of guy who notices details.
You're right there. The car was old, but it looked brand new. Candy apple red paint job stands out a mile.
What exactly did you see them take?
They was working on the tires.
I think my problem was
That's
the
all
first
that
time I
was
played
took.
through, he's such a douchebag, I just assumed he was lying about everything, and wasn't necessarily lying, he was just not telling the whole truth. See him, smug little face, I just want to punch him. Oh, God. And considered using my intuition, but I decided just a guess.
Right. So what did you take, Jacobs? Do you want my partner to pat you down?
I found a notebook in the glove compartment. I was going to show you. It's on the chair on my porch.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Jacobs.
And I
You can
completely
speak to
missed
Officer
out
DeVoe
on
about
this
signing a formal statement.
notebook
When
the
you get
first
the
time.
car out of the way, maybe you could come back and do something about those kids.
Yeah, we'll get
How
right
about
on
we
that.
bring you an umpire's mask?
So even though he had left it on the bench, I just missed it completely. And turns out a little bit of the motivation ends up being in this book, so it's worth looking at. Somebody's really chicken hawking here.
Okay, so we have the owner of the vehicle, a degenerate. I'll run John Madsen by R&I.
He's got a bunch of names. And they have full lips, gentle boy, tall and lean, barrel chest, delicate, needs a little coaxing. I'm thinking chicken hawk. Kind of creepy. Slim hips.
Contact details on a William Dewey. This looks like business rather than pleasure.
I'm not sure that comes into play, but... Huh. You can see Gabriel has very
I think
angelic
we've run this place
features.
dry. Let's find a game well.
And the game wells are the less impressive US version of a police call box. You can see there's no way that you could mistake that for a time machine, but it works for his purposes at least.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Could you run the name Dewey Brothers? Possibly a dealership or car mechanics workshop.
One moment. Dewey Brothers Packard Dealership, 629 Figueroa Street.
Got it. Can you put me through to Michigan 2458, please?
Connecting you now. Hello, can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Can I speak to John Madsen, please?
He's at school, officer. What's this about? Is he in trouble?
How old is your boy, ma'am?
Just turned 16.
Wrong person, Mrs. Madsen. Sorry to disturb you. Are there any messages for me?
There's just one message for you, Detective. A four-door Packard, diplomatic license number, Paul Robert 706.
You can see sometimes there's red herring clues that they throw out there just to misdirect you.
Did
They
you have him brought in?
sometimes
He's already
nothing,
here at
and
Central,
you'll spend
Detective.
time looking
He's
into them.
demanding an audience.
In this case, it was just a phone call to find out it wasn't anyone I was interested in.
Can you get a message to Captain Leary? Tell him we'll be in as soon as we can.
That was the other
Thanks.
portion I failed in this first playthrough. I ended up apprehending
Can you cordon off this lot
our
until we have the vehicle
perpetrator
impounded?
prior to speaking to the
Yes, sir,
counselor at the
Detective.
police station. So
We'll follow up on the owner.
I figured,
Get a statement from Jacobs. and
this
I'll read the
playthrough
report
I'd
back to the
go
station.
straight to the police station and talk to the counselor that lost his car first, and that way it would be out of the way. But my interview with him does not go very
We can visit the
smoothly.
Packard dealership or head back to
So,
Central and
don't
interview
get a whole
this
lot of
Valdez
info out of him,
character.
but at
Your
least I
call.
did it this time, so had that going for me.
We have a wand
All right,
Francisco
so now we're at the
Valdez
police
for
station.
questioning.
Sure do,
Gonna
Phelps.
interview
Your
our
bird's an interview, too.
victim.
And get this, he's wearing gloves and doing his best not to touch anything. Can you beat that?
Sounds like we don't want to keep this guy waiting. It's this way.
I think they did a really good job in this game with the, I guess, quote-unquote acting for the background characters. And there's actually a lot of people that I've seen on TV shows and stuff. They're not like A-list, but
senior officer I
they're
requested?
pretty famous.
I'm Detective Phelps, and this is Detective Bukowski.
Have you any idea how long I've been waiting to speak with you? I am needed back at the consulate, and you keep me here like a common criminal.
Okay.
All right, friend. Let's take a deep breath and start all over again.
Mr. Valdez,
Consul General. I insist on my full title.
Okay, you're kind of a douchebag.
where did you purchase the car?
My secretary and driver arranged the purchase. A disreputable place, Dewey Brothers by name. As soon as I can have it arranged, I will have my Hispano Suiza brought up from Buenos Aires.
See, I've really got no clue.
Dewey Brothers.
And I'm
Think
assuming
someone
he's
from
telling
the
the
garage
truth.
could have been involved in the theft.
It would not surprise me in the least.
But you can see I failed that question.
Consul General, we have located your car.
So he
Can
must
you
have
tell us
not been
how it
telling
was
the whole
stolen?
truth.
It must have been stolen from the consular garage. Terribly inconvenient, of course. I want the perpetrator soundly flogged.
Unfortunately, we don't do that here, Your Worship.
In that case, I think he was telling
You
the
have a
truth.
pretty good idea who stole the car, don't you, Consul General? Are you going to tell me, or do I shake it out of you?
There's no call for violence. I suspect a disgruntled boy from the car dealership.
You have a name for this kid?
Gabriel, like the archangel. I have no surname.
So tell us about this kid, Gabriel. You had a run-in with him?
Mecánico, a presumptuous young man who did not know his place. He presumed to ask me questions.
We do a lot of presuming here in the United States, Consul General. It comes with the turf.
I think after seeing that little notebook, he was making some...
So a Consul
Advances
General
on
gets in a public
Gabriel.
row with a junior car mechanic. You expect me to believe that that's all that happened?
I expect you to draw your own conclusions and to discontinue this aggressive behavior.
Yeah.
I'll be talking to the gangster squad about you, Valdez. They're gonna love your diary.
Or be creeped out by it. But either way, didn't get a whole lot of information on there, but more than I got the first playthrough, so
Making the car in the end.
a little more to work with this time.
So
The
what
car
traces back to the Dewey's brothers' place, right? Let's go check it out.
So, we're going to go talk to the sergeant, and then we'll transition to the car dealership. See what we can find out there.
Finished with Valdez.
Thank God. I'll get rid of him in a couple of hours.
That bum took a swipe at me. Put him down in my staff.
This
Don't
particular
tell me, let me
case has
guess.
a real
You were making your way
high
past the
amount of
lot,
douchey,
caught sight of the new model four-door and couldn't
persons
help
of interest
yourself.
in it.
You could see yourself in that car and just had to take a closer look. Well,
And
I
whoever
can't
created
say
this
as
game, I don't
blame
think
ya.
they have a high opinion of car salesmen, because none of them
LAPD,
are
Mac.
likable in
We'd
any
like
way.
to speak with the owner.
That's me, William Dewey, proprietor, at your service.
We're investigating the theft of a Packard belonging to the Argentine embassy.
And this guy here
Are
is
you
another
missing a
person that
combination
I'm
wrench?
sure I've seen in a
I don't
television
know,
show at some
Detective,
point, but
But
I
I
can't
know how
place
we
him.
can find out. Follow me.
I'm going to do a quick survey of the garage here and try to figure out
We keep all our tools
who's
in
missing
here.
the wrench, because if you remember, we had a
Mind if we
wrench
look around?
at the original
Be my
crime
guest.
scene. And
You sure you guys aren't interested in
honestly,
a new
we
car?
already know
Huh?
who it was, but I think this
Maybe
is
a
in
used
case
car.
you didn't
I
interview
have
the
some
counselor,
nice used cars for guys your
which the
wage
first time I
bracket.
played through I didn't. And find out
Why don't
that
you
it
give us
was
some alone time, Dewey?
Gabriel
Go sell some cars or
Delgado
whatever it
that's
is.
missing a wrench, which you could just do by counting how many reds and yellows you have. It's just kind of a little puzzle mini game to keep you interested and feel like you're actually investigating.
Wrong size. One left.
Gabriel Delgado is missing a 3/4.
Doesn't give me anything to go on.
So we've pretty much canvassed the garage. There's not a whole lot of other evidence to be garnered here. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to the delightful used car lot owner. See what
Try
he's
to keep
got
up,
to say.
Stefan. All right, all right. If you don't mind, we have a few questions. Packards are great cars, but this doesn't look like the kind of place favored by foreign embassies. How do you know about this?
I don't know Valdez. The embassy bought the car. All I know is he must know a quality car when he sees one.
I don't know.
I think just about enough from you, Dewey. What's the angle with Valdez?
The embassy bought the car. When it comes in for service, Valdez picks it up. That's it.
I think he was telling the truth that first time. I shouldn't have doubted him, but...
Where can we find Delgado?
I don't know. He sure as hell isn't here.
So you don't know where your employees live?
Address, Dewey, or my partner shoves her head in a car door.
All right.
Okay, all right. Apartment 3, 103 Hill Street. And tell him from me, if he ever shows his face around here again, I'm gonna kick his butt from here to Kingdom Come.
I think it'd be funner to watch him smash his face in
A
the car
wrench
door.
from this dealership was used to strip the wheels from a Packard last night, Mr. Dewey. A couple of Hispanics were seen taking parts.
We've had a spate of thefts ourselves. Comes with the location. Thieving bastards to steal anything the minute your back is turned.
What are you hiding, Dewey? Spill it. You don't want the LAPD getting too interested in this place.
So I hire a few illegals. It's cheaper than hiring returning GIs. They have less attitude.
Illegals working in
Downside
LA? Who've heard of
is
such things? It's crazy.
They're a little
talk.
light-fingered.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Dewey.
No problem.
2 out of 3's not
God
bad.
damn that kid. I'm just an honest car salesman. Seems like you just don't know who you can trust these days.
Going to movies, Dewey. You're missing your calling. Time to visit Gabriel Delgado.
just
See how good his
Imagine there's something off with this guy that I'm not catching too, but we can't all be perfect. So nothing to do now but head to Delgado's and see what's going on there. I actually forgot while I was recording to have my partner drive, so I drove all the way here, and that was a wasted 4.5 minutes of video time, which was easy to edit out because nothing interesting happened at all. But now we're here at
Okay, let's see what Gabriel has to say for himself.
I just
Delgado's
hope our Archangel hasn't
apartment.
already flown.
And sometimes you can see neat and interesting things if you walk around. I hear a clinking noise that I don't know where it's coming from, and I kind of wanted to look into it, but I figured, no, I better stick to the case because this video is getting longish enough as it is.
What the hell is this guy doing?
Mm-hmm.
He drove me up to Mulholland and we did some necking.
All right. Now, in this case, I did get his complete address, but the first time I didn't, so I had to look at this letter to find out what his apartment number was. But I already knew it was apartment 3. I just wanted to show you that there's always clues. Usually with apartments, there's mailboxes that have people's names on them. But being that this is a lower rent place, they just throw them on the floor, I guess. It's just kind of funny that the game takes place, I think, in 47,
LAPD,
so you
ma'am.
can see there's kind of
We're looking for Gabriel Delgado.
a lot of...
We're from the police. Policia, you understand?
Yes, I
A
understand.
lot of racist subtext and homophobic
inside?
stuff in the game as well.
What is your name?
Ana Rodriguez.
Is Gabriel Delgado here, Ms. Rodriguez?
No. What do you want with Gabriel? Is he in trouble?
Stay where you are, Ms. Rodriguez. We need to take a look around.
But he is not here. I have told you.
Check out the surrounds. I'll stay with the broad.
If I told you once, I told you 1,000 times.
So
Don't
how
call
far
chicks
along
broads.
are you, Anna?
Yeah, I'm sure Gabriel is
Nearly 20
completely
weeks.
innocent. Just
Right.
happens to
How's
have
it
an
gonna be when you
Argentine
go into
flag in
labor
his
and he's not
kitchen
around?
or dining room.
You are wrong about Gabriel. He will be a good father. Already he works hard to provide for us.
Unless you help us here, Anna, your little one won't be seeing Papa for a very long time.
Someone's making a list of baby names.
Don't think this is anything.
Doesn't really have anything to do with the case, but it's interesting little addition to the ambiance of the background. And I'm going by memory here, but there's nothing else that was in here that was interesting. And something I missed the first time through was out in the backyard. Other than the fact that Gabriel hasn't been here and there's 2 plates.
Serving breakfast for 2, Anna? You should have cleared up.
But I just got to make a quick trip out in the backyard shed and find all the really incriminating evidence out there.
Looks like Valdez gets his wheel back. Diplomatic license plates.
So we've basically got the tires, the diplomatic plates, and the flag from the embassy car all in this guy's house, so it's pretty cut and dried that he's guilty. And I did waste an intuition point to find a clue, which doesn't really do a whole lot for me, because it's just a picture of him with his car, which is another point of corroboration with witness testimony and stuff to prove that Gabriel did it. But we still don't know why, other than maybe he rented the
It's difficult
tires.
to tell whether it's the suspect vehicle from the scene. Certainly Gabriel's pride and joy.
He's got sort of a hot rod Ford. And that's about it, so I think we're just going to have to go talk to Miss Rodriguez now and see what she has to say. Trying to see if there's any pictures or anything here I can look at, but doesn't seem to be. Just talk to her. Come on. Come on, Cole. Nothing left to see here. You got what you need.
You're in serious trouble, Miss Rodriguez.
But Gabriel is not here. I have done nothing wrong.
Tell us the truth, Anna. Has Gabriel been here?
I haven't seen him for at least 3 nights.
And now we'll get to an example of a straight out lie. And
you keep
if
lying
you
to
accuse
me,
somebody of a
I'll
lie,
send
you have to
you
have
and your
evidence to
baby
back it up,
to jail.
otherwise it won't work.
He lives here, but he hasn't come home. I swear it.
Well, why did 2 people have breakfast this morning then, is the question. I probably also could have used the Argentine
There are
flag.
signs all over this place that he's been back.
He was here last night. I have never seen him so angry. He went out to his shed and put some things in it. I don't know what, and I don't want to know. I love him.
Okay. So why did he steal the
Why
car?
did he steal the car, Anna?
The customer insulted him. He has his honor, no?
I wanted to doubt her, but she's looking me pretty much dead in the eye, so I thought I would use intuition, and I know it's not a straight out lie, so I went ahead and picked the truth. So if I would have went with my gut, I would have picked the right one. because I don't have any evidence.
His honor, Anna?
He said Dewey's friend tried to make a woman out of him. He no longer respects this man, Dewey. He took the car to show this maricon that he is a man.
So now I know why he stole it.
We found a license plate matching our stolen vehicle in the shed. Add in the assortment of parts, and we can make Gabriel for a dozen other thefts. It's time to get serious, Anna.
You must ask these questions of Gabriel. I know nothing of these car parts.
Okay, and you can see now she's not looking at me.
Then tell us where he is. If your baby is born in prison, Anna, the corrections officers will take it from you. You will see your son or daughter through a metal grate for half an hour a week.
The start line is on 1st and Santa Fe. There is a spillway under the bridge that leads to the river. Many policia have wrecked trying to follow him.
We will put in a good word for you, Anna. As far as we're concerned, this sits with Gabriel.
Start line.
So even when he's a jerk,
That sounds
Cole
like a
always
street
ends
race
up being a pretty
Got
nice
out of
guy
hand
in
this
the end.
last year.
So now we just gotta go catch our perp, and he's gonna be in a street race.
We know where the kid is. Let's go stop these clowns and get them off the street.
I have decided not to do a complete playthrough of this game for the obvious reason that each case is way too long to try to do live Let's Play commentary through each one. It would take me forever to play it, edit it, render it, and upload it. I wouldn't have enough time left to actually play and enjoy the game, which I want to do because I quite like this one.
You're behind the wheel.
It's not a action-packed, ultra-violent shooter game. It's more like playing in a movie, and a little bit of intrigue, nice ambiance, pretty good character acting. Certainly keeps my attention all the way through the case. Just trying to guess who's responsible, and more important, why they did what they did. So, but a little look here and there is worth it because I really do like this game a lot more than I thought I would based on the reviews. She's pretty cute. So now we're we got to catch the red Ford there, and his buddies are going to run a little interference, causing me to wreck a little bit, but it all works out even.
Stay on Delgado. Quick as we shut one of these races down, another one springs up somewhere else. Kids used to steal cars to sell them. Now they just want to wrap them around.
I'm always trying to do a pit maneuver,
The next 16-year-old
and I haven't got it to work
on
yet,
the
but
sidewalk,
one of these days I'm going to get a pit stop on
I've
somebody.
had enough of those to last me a lifetime. Step on it, guys. Take them out. Come on, you can push that kid for red
See, he
Ford.
ran me into the cop car there, which gets me in a little bit of trouble,
Delgado
but
was our boy.
not
Forget
enough
the
to
others.
severely tarnish my stellar reputation as a quality investigator. Now we're going to run through the spillway,
Getting
which
away.
is such a huge
Lay into his wheel arches.
feature of the LA landscape that couldn't go without being featured in at least one case. See, the best way to stop him is actually ram him in the back a lot of times. But I'm having a hard time driving today for whatever reason.
Enough games, Phelps. Take this
Usually,
guy out.
anytime you're doing a chase scene in this game, as long as you stick close to the suspect long enough, something will happen that'll end the chase, which in this case, he crashes into train pole there. Even though I jumped over the whole flatbed, he ended up crashing, so we just have to go catch Gabriel and wrap up this case. Boy, my captain is pleased when I get done with this. Just run right by me.
Gabriel Delgado, you're under arrest for grand theft auto.
And sometimes you want to shoot the suspects when they're running, but
Fuck you, puto! You just
it never works out well. It's
Valdez, I shot
not
him.
entirely
Now who's the man?
legal.
I should have burned his fucking car.
Yeah, you probably should have, and would have left a lot less evidence.
You got a foreign dignitary outed as a fruit and a kitty raper, a car dealer we're gonna let slide for the kickbacks, and a street punk car thief who sure as hell won't be taking liberties with other people's autos again anytime soon.
Alright, so that's going to do it for the Consul's car. Case concluded. 4-star distinguished rating.
Just like that.
And
that's textbook
see
policing.
that
We need more of it in this
even
department.
cut to the bare bones, this case is over 35 minutes long, and that's why I'm not going to do a complete playthrough commentary in this game, but I may bring in more as time allows, and we'll see. Like the game so far, and we'll have a complete follow-up later. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, like and comment. Rhodomax signing out. We'll catch you later.